Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
Well, the latest Planned Parenthood undercover video shows even more of what we've seen in the past. Income being generated from the sale of fresh baby parts. They're actually talking about them in this video as if they're selling organic produce. Now, this video is once again coming from the Center for Medical Progress, and they have exposed Planned Parenthood's involvement in the trade of aborted fetal tissue and organs, once again stressing how they're talking about violating federal law to sell these body parts for profit.
Another human biospecimen collection, yeah. So, I don't know, Deborah's kind of been our contact on the national level for the past 8 months or so.
Yeah, we haven't been working with anybody who wants stem cells. We've just been working with people who want particular tissues.
Oh, interesting.
Like they want cardiac, or they want eyes, or they want neural, they want spinal cords. So, I mean, that sort of thing. Certainly everything gonads. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Everything we provide is fresh.
I mean, however they want to work it is fine with us. Typically, most places are doing per specimen because it just makes most sense because that's how they work and that's how we work as well. Yeah, that's actually, I'm supposed to have a discussion with one of the affiliates possibly later this weekend about that.
Yeah.
But
one of the
yeah,
things that we advise is our affiliates is to really consider that carefully. That might be a different situation with independents, though. I have been talking to the executive director of the National Abortion Federation. We're trying to figure this out as an industry about how we're going to manage remuneration. The headlines would be disaster.
Like this that wants to give our organization money for the tissue, I think that's a valid exchange, and that's okay.
We have independent colleagues who generate a fair amount of income doing this.
This is important. This could destroy your company and us if we don't time, those conversations correctly.
So when is it going to be enough for people to realize that there is some illegal activity going on? No matter how many times Planned Parenthood rolls out their minions in the media, they are profiting from the sale of fetal tissue. Now, Rand Paul is skirting right around Congress, and he is actually issuing a call straight to the churches, and he is saying defund Planned Parenthood. There is a defundtoday.com. You can go there. You can find out exactly who you need to contact in Congress, as well as he gives a sample sermon for some churches to issue a call to their service to just defund Planned Parenthood today. Something has got to be done. How many more of these videos are we going to see before something happens? Now, we're actually getting a story in the news about antidepressants, and could antidepressants be making you violent? It's finally happened enough in the news that these studies are coming out. This is a new study out of Oxford. It says young people who take drugs, including Prozac, are 50% more likely to be convicted of assault and murder. And the family of antidepressants included are the most commonly prescribed of all of the pills. In the U.S., around 11% of people aged 12 and over take antidepressants, and this includes SSRIs. And this is according to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Now, the tablets already carry a warning that drugs are linked to suicidal thoughts in young people, and it's also suspected that they were linked to violence, but evidence has been sparse until now. And of course, we're always pointing that out, that they never link violent acts with any of the things that are happening here in the country, because, of course, it's never Big Pharma's fault. Well, they're finally starting to put some evidence together. Now, when you consider the fact that 22 veterans are committing suicide a day, most of them young veterans, put two and two together when we understand that this is the go-to prescription for veterans with PTSD or any issues, really, when they're visiting the VA. They're given mounds of pills to take. And, of course, we're seeing the fallback from that with 22 veterans committing suicide a day. Now, this research is showing that the risk is highest in 15 to 24-year-olds. And of course, that is not insignificant. And there needs to be some more public health implications for that as well. And of course, in this article, people are saying, oh, well, that's really interesting, but there's still doesn't prove SSRIs fuel aggression, and it's already known that violent criminals are more likely to have psychiatric problems than other people. Yeah, and that's why whenever we hear these stories of people committing acts of violence, their neighbors are always talking about how, oh, he was just such a nice guy. You never would have expected him to do anything like that. So it's just these violent episodes that people tend to have.
Introducing the first proprietary oxygen-based intestinal cleanser, OxyPowder. Backed by real FDA-approved phase 1, 2, and 3 clinical trials. People are suffering from all kinds of digestive issues these days. All the toxins from the air, the food, the water, ultimately ends up in the gut or affects the gut. My main focus was to come up with a remedy for this, something that's safe and effective that anyone can take on a regular basis to keep their intestinal lining clean. My recommendation is to clean your intestines at least 2 to 3 times a week to prevent the toxic buildup from going into your bloodstream. Take your health into your own hands and start cleansing your body today with OxyPowder. Secure your OxyPowder today at InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com.